Hey there, Stephen with Speck Designs. I wanted to share a recent conversation that we had with a customer. So someone came to us and they had an AI logo that they just went online, had AI create the logo. It took them a long time, they said. They didn't really get to the extent of what they wanted either. The concept was there, but the final output still wasn't what they were hoping for. But so this is just a video breakdown of the process we went through. You can see start to end, just because AI is a helpful tool, and we want to say that we use AI in our business, but there's limitations to AI still right now, and specifically when it comes to logo design. You need 6 different logo file types, 3 for printing, 3 for web design or digital use. And so when you're creating something online, when you're going to AI and having them create a logo, it's going to create the digital versions of it. It's a PNG file. So you're going to have that, and it'll work for anything that you want. You can put it on your website. You can put it in your email signature. It'll work because it's pixelated for the internet. But if you're trying to put that on a shirt, if you're trying to put it on promotional products, if you're just trying to print it in a business card, it's going to be pixelated. When you zoom in, you're going to see fogginess, pixelated little squares, because it needs to be a vector format for printing. This is getting kind of technical, but so with that, it's straight lines, it's your actual lines, and we'll see some of that. So I just want to dig in. Here is the main logo that they had. It was, once again, AI generated. They're a home and restoration company. Bigfoot is kind of an inside joke, so they wanted Bigfoot involved with their logo. So this is what they received. It's one JPEG image. As you can see, there's a background to it. It can't be used if it's, I'm just gonna draw really quick while we're doing this. So we're gonna put this behind. And if it was on a black background or a dark background, it's gonna have that white box all the way around it no matter what. You do not want this. You want the logo to pop, to stand out against the any kind of background color, and you don't want this white border. So we took this logo and just a quick drawing. We just were able to go in here and trace it and make some changes. We changed the font, but kind of just try to trace the main image just to see what it would look like, what it could look like. Once again, as you see, the texts are changed, but we just kind of traced the image, and it shows an all black one against the white, and all white against the black background kind of thing. But then I just copied this one over, once again, did a quick trace so it doesn't look, it's a little distorted, doesn't look super clean, because it's fine, it's for the test. But when you put it on a dark background, I don't know why that one moved, you can't see it. The tree, all this black just goes away. So obviously this version will not work for a dark background. It's supposed to go against a lighter one. And even with this, with the outline, we're like, what about adding color to the dark? So from there, we redrew the whole thing, and we added a saw blade into the background. So it just adds a little bit for the feel, since it's home and restoration. They're cutting the boards, cutting the 2x4s and all that. And then we changed the color. If you'll notice, Bigfoot, I know from AI, it was more pink. It was trying to get the sunset, I'm pretty sure, but it was pink, and Bigfoot should be brown, I believe. Maybe there are pink ones out there. So the home is brown. He's a lighter brown. It just stands out, just blends a little bit more. And then once again, full color, sweet. It shows up, it's good, except for if you looked, the tagline is now gone because that's black, and the trees are nice silhouettes, but there is no outline to the trees because they are also black on black. So when I get rid of that, so it's getting there, but the process still isn't done. We got to work through it, and that's where we can go to the one color. You're getting one color again. I don't know if we'll ever use this one, but if it's a coffee mug and it needs one color, it's a white mug, probably go with a colored mug and use a color or a white, just because this does pop and stand out more. But we have the single color then. Then when we going down, We were like, all right, that's one version. As you notice, it was one layout, the square kind of vertical layout. But we created a landscape layout then too, which AI never even did, because there's different uses for this. If we're going to be creating a website, it'll be nice to have a longer one for the header, so it doesn't have to be a wide um, row for the header. So we have the same things, full color, one colors, but in a horizontal version. And then from there, we created the full color on a black. And this is the one that really pops. It shows just the outline of the tree, but it's the full color. There's the vertical, there's a horizontal version. So when we zoom out, that is their brand now, is from one logo to 8 logos, works on any type of print or digital product, works on any color background, and it will all pop, stand out, same format. The texts are different, so it's more blocky, so it's more prominent. And then so our whole process, just zooming out of our whole board, that's where we started with this, kind of traced it, came into different options. We tested a bunch of colors to it because yes, there was pink in it. So we talked with the owner and stuff too. And orange was more of the feel anyways for the business. So yeah, making a bunch of changes to it, tweaks to it along the way. So as we go through all the stages, that's where from this main AI logo, cool concept, awesome, you have a logo, sweet. However, it is so limited, it will not work on a dark color background. It will unless you have that big white square behind it, which we highly, highly do not recommend. But and then old sans serif fonts that just doesn't really fit the feel. So yeah, from that logo all the way down to the final rendering and outcomes of here. Hopefully you see the benefit, how this stands out. If you have a logo concept that you're wanting and AI just isn't getting to where it needs to be, where you want it to be, how it reflects your business the best it can, reach out to Speck Designs. We'd love to look at it, tell you some inputs, try to help a little bit more, but most likely allow us to do exactly what we did in this process. We'll work through it. We'll retrace the whole logo if we need to, and then turn it into all the different file formats and color settings that it needs to be so it can work on any project that you're working on. Thanks.